Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingram Jones, and I have with me today somebody very special and dear to Bayloric Worldwide. In fact, this young lady, this talented young lady, was once an intern with Bayloric Worldwide back in 2013, was it not, Krystal?
Yeah, yeah, it was.
So,
Yeah.
introduce yourself to the public and let them know a little bit more about you.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Krystal Cyrus. I'm an author as of December 2013, 14, I think. My first book is called The Enigmatics. It's something I wanted to put out for a long time, and I'm kind of excited that it's out to the public now. And yeah, that's basically it about me.
So, how did you come about becoming an author? How did the journey start for you?
Well, I did an internship with Bayloric Worldwide, and it was through them I was able to develop my book, my writing, and everything, and get it out the world to see.
Okay, so let's talk about that process from being the intern to the author. Let's talk a little bit about the process. Where were you when you started the journey, and of course now when you finished the book, where did you end up?
Ah, well, when I started, honestly, I was just another 18-year-old girl with a dream, something that I want to do, but I just couldn't see the way to do it. And after doing the internship, I realized that I could accomplish goals that I set out to do, and uh, it kind of did make me a little more, I don't know, open and brave to talk about certain stuff. Brave enough to talk about certain stuff. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's really great to know because a lot of young people in Grenada may have the same aspirations as yourself to go out and do something. What are the things that you think that hold young people back in Grenada from doing the things that they really want to be doing in life?
I think it's public opinion because there's a lot of stuff that people do want to do, but at this because of everybody wants to follow tradition. So if you step out of that tradition, nobody thinks you're going to make it, and that's why nobody really speaks up about like their dreams and goals outside of being like a doctor or a lawyer, stuff like that.
So when did you know that you wanted to be a writer?
I've always known, honestly.
Yeah, always
Since
known.
I was younger, I love telling stories, I love writing stories, and I love entertaining people. So it's always been my goal to be an author.
So enigmatics, where did that come from?
That, honestly, I'm not sure. It started off as a whole other story, and eventually it worked its way into what it is now. So, yeah.
So now,
I can't really tell you where it came from.
what does it feel like to have your own something that you had in your mind now become solid in your hand? What does that feel like?
I'm so proud of myself, actually. Because okay, so everyone keeps talking about you've done so much and you're only 19. I just posted a blog about that.
Yes.
And like, I didn't understand what they meant by so much because to me, okay, I wanted something and I did it. And I didn't see the big deal about it because I felt like I could do more because I'm 19 and to me, that's old. But like after doing the Grenada Day celebration and promoting the book and talking to people, I really understand that, okay, yeah, I did accomplish something big. And I'm really proud of myself for that.
So let's talk about Grenada Day. Obviously now you've moved from Grenada to Canada.
Yeah.
A massive change of life.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. The Grenadian in Canada.
I don't know, getting used to the new environment is kind of hard. First of all, I don't like feeling cold, so I'm still dealing with winter.
Okay.
But it's been good. I've spoken to the people in the library, and my book is in the Whitby Public Library right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm still working on getting myself out there and getting used to the environment, but it's way better than it was last year.
Wow. What's been the key difference between last year and this year for you?
The key difference, well, this year I've actually went out more. I have friends, I have people who are actually helping me to spread the word about my accomplishments. So I'm not by myself doing this anymore.
Fantastic. And in terms of the book sales, you're actually selling books as well, aren't you?
Yep,
So, so
that part is pretty exciting.
of course, you have a book and you're selling it, and you know. So, what would be your message to those people, to those interns back in Grenada, and anybody else who might want to become an author? What would be your message to them?
Just keep writing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't have an ending, you don't think your story is good enough, keep writing. And one day somebody's gonna see it and love it and help you get it out there.
I don't know if you're aware that on the Grenada Day, that was in Canada, there
Yeah.
was Jason Roberts there. He was a former football player for international football player for Grenada, but more so in the
Okay.
UK. He was a Premiership footballer. He played the highest level of football in England.
Okay, nice.
So to have your book, you had them, and then you had Stevenson Worm, who is like a cousin to me, member of family, and I believe he's a pastor in Grenada. So you
Yeah,
have,
he is.
and he's a well-known man in Grenada. I think he's a commentator on, I think, cricket, I think, as well, on something like that.
Yeah.
So you've got you're between two powerhouses right there, and you're a powerhouse yourself,
Yep.
and female as well to that. So that's fantastic. I think it's great to be having yourself out there and getting yourself out there and getting your book out there, and something you've accomplished at such a young age, as people may say.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're more than welcome. We're proud of you, Krystal. We really are. Let's talk about your book in Grenada now, because I saw a post the other day of your book being down in Grenada.
Oh yeah, it's in the Art and Soul bookstore in the Grand Mall right now.
So how did that come about?
Well, honestly, a lot of talking. We've been been trying to get it in that store forever, and since I'm not there, I had my mom go around asking like different bookstores to see if we can get it in there.
Okay.
And eventually, we made connections with the Art and Soul bookstore in Granans, and they decided, okay, we'll test it out and see how it sells, and if all goes well, you'll be a part of our store.
So
And I'm in there now.
what's the process of you now getting your book into these other stores? What's the sort? How does negotiation work? How do you talk with them?
Well, I go into the stores first and I show them the book. I talk to them a bit about it, and most of them give me their emails to send a pitch of the book. And depending on whether they like it or not, that's how I get into the stores. So
Wow.
right now I'm waiting on a few responses. Fingers crossed.
Okay. So maybe you should carnival time have your book and jump up in the air of your book. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm not a carnival person.
I'm sure you have friends that could do it for you.
I
So okay, so what are the plans now? You've got this first book out. What are you going to do in terms of your second? Are you going to produce a second book? What's going on?
Honestly, I'm always writing. I have like four different stories going, and whichever one is completed first, that's the next book. My goal is to be done by December, so let's see how that goes.
So you're going to have a second book out then?
Yep.
Wow, we look forward to that then. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Anything that else comes to mind? Talk to me about your blog, by the way, because we never talk about your blog. What's your blog about?
My blog basically is just giving advice to people who feel like, I don't know, they have nowhere else to turn to.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like when people feel like they have no, or I don't like sad people. I like to make everybody feel good. And the whole point of my blog is so that when they read it, they realize, okay, if this way doesn't work, there's another way. Don't stop going for whatever it is that you want. Because at the end of the day, it's your life and you have to do what makes you happy.
So, Krista, how do people first of all get to know more about your blog? What's the name of your blog?
It's called The Wonderful World of Krystal. You can find it at krystalcyrus.wordpress.com.
Excellent. So now talk to us
Yeah.
about that big book, the Enigmatics.
Yeah, I actually have two blogs on there about my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the book itself? Where can we get where's the book available at the moment?
Oh, okay. It's on Amazon
Yes.
and well, yeah, the bookstore in Grenada and in the Whitby Public Library for now. But it will be in other stores soon.
So you're pushing
I'll
it
make
out
sure
there.
that happens.
And of
Yep.
course, it's in the media as well. You were featured in a newspaper in Grenada. I saw a clipping of that as well.
Yeah, I was.
So how
That
did
part
that
is
all come
interesting.
about? How did that happen?
That one, well, my mom, she kept promoting the book, talking to everybody about it, and eventually the news picked it up.
Well, they say in Grenada, news travels faster by talk than by anything else.
I know, right?
Yeah,
We almost don't need the news anymore.
exactly. So, are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook, Krystal?
Yes, I am. You can find me on Facebook as Krystal Cyrus, and on Twitter it's Chris_Cyrus.
Krystal Cyrus, thank you so much for talking to Bayloric TV. We look
All
forward
right,
to
nice
hearing about your
talking to
next
you.
book. And yeah, just keep up the good work.
Thank you.
We're proud of you.
Thank you.